Pensioners are invaluable assets. They have a wealth of experience and skills in diverse fields that the public can tap into for any worthy cause. They have spent the best part of their lives in the service of the country. As civil servants, they have served the public to the utmost of their abilities. They have implemented development programs and projects and have brought enormous benefits to humanity. A large number of them now serve as volunteers in non-governmental organizations to keep themselves busy after retirement. Now, a recent report by the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, suggests that many states in the country are yet to fully implement the contributory pension scheme. Only 6 states, Kaduna, Anambra, Ekiti, Ondo, Edo, Delta, and the FCT, according to PENCOM, have fully implemented the scheme with regular up-to-date remittance of pension contributions. Now, prior to introduction of the contributory pension scheme, there were millions of pensioners, many of whose benefits are yet to be paid. The plight of these people who served the nation meritoriously has continued to adorn the news with tales of woes. So what might be done to ensure that those still in service contribute to a seamless retirement and pensionable scheme? How can the benefits of the old order pensioners be fully paid? These are some of the issues, just some, that we will ruminate over on Nigeria Today. Welcome. I'm Victor Azu. Now joining me to speak more on pension issues is Joseph Okunade. He's the Deputy National Secretary, Nigeria Union of Pensioners. Welcome to Nigeria Today. Now also on the program is Elder Abiodun Akanji, Secretary, Board of Trustees, Contributory Pensioners Union of Nigeria, and a retired federal civil servant. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Now, let me begin with you, Mr. Okunade. What is your assessment of the contributory pension scheme in comparison with the old?
Well, I think the original idea of changing from the old scheme to the new scheme is to get things done better. But we are not at the moment getting the best result. We are yet to achieve the aims of setting up the contributory pension scheme. We still have a long way to go.
All right. Let me move on now to Elder Akanji. Now, the issues, like Ms. Okunade pointed out, the issues with pensioners in Nigeria has become a recurring decimal. So, what are the issues this time, Elder Akanji?
Well, thank you very much. Pension is expected to be paid after several years of meritorious service, either 35 years in service or attainment of the age of 60 by a civil servant, either at federal, state, or local government level. What we have observed so far is that for upwards of 15 years now, since 2004, 16 years, that the contributory pension scheme started in Nigeria, it still has quite a lot of drawbacks. Quite a lot of drawbacks in terms of problems of implementation, management of the entire scheme. And we all, as stakeholders, government and workers, especially public servants and civil servants, need to work together to improve on the system. Thank you.
Now, do you mind, you talked about drawbacks. Do you mind shedding more light on the drawbacks you talked about? Let's know a few of them.
Thank you so much. If you look at the contributory pension scheme, for instance,
yep,
it's been difficult for government to pay off as and when due, as it is stated in the Act. Pay.
That's as soon as
those who have retired, as and when due. This is money that should be paid. When you say as and when due, a month in retirement, you should start receiving your terminal benefit. Unfortunately, we have many of our retirees, pensioners, who have not been receiving their entitlements a year, 2 years, even more in retirement. It's not good. Number two, many of our RSA retirement savings accounts that have been opened, many of us don't know the basis of calculation of our retirement benefits at point of retirement or before retirement. We don't know. And it's a very big problem for retirees. Up till now, nobody has explained to us. And we want to know a lot more. Number three, you will notice that there is no forum so far to indicate where to lodge complaints. The amounts that are being paid too is so small, it doesn't take us home.
What about PENCOM?
PENCOM is there. They have not been relating with retirees as and when due. If they have been doing so, then we would have had a lot of their contributions. Members will be aware of 1 or 2, 3 complaints I have just mentioned now.
Okay.
To that extent, you will want a lot of improvement on the part of the contributors, the government, the operators in the system, and so on and so forth.
Now, I worry because when you say, do you have an idea why this money is not paid as at when due? Because my understanding is that it is contributory.
Yeah.
The staff or the civil servant contributes and government contributes.
Yeah.
The assumption is that this money is made available every month. At least I am sure of that of the civil servant. So why do you think that the money is not available for collection when it is due for the retiree?
Truly speaking, these are some of the big flaws, problems in the system. The account systems are there to remit money as and when due, but some of these monies are not remitted on time. Sometimes the monies are remitted, we don't know the actual amount that ought to be remitted.
Okay.
When you don't know the actual amount, as a retiree, as I'm sitting here, I don't know how it was calculated.
How much you are expecting?
How much is expected, the expectation, and the actual, I don't know. What we only know is that some amount has been calculated for you.
Okay.
I don't know at this stage why someone has to calculate something and I cannot understand it. There should be a template for reference that can be given to the retiree.
Isn't it the same 7.5%? Has it changed?
That whatever changes it, we want a documented statement indicating this is what, and this is the year it started, and this is how much you have contributed, and this is how much
the amount you are getting.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Elder Akonji.
Thank you.
Let me get back now to Mr. Okwade.
Chief.
The contributory, okay, Chief Okwade, I beg your pardon. The contributory pension scheme didn't capture those who retired before the scheme was established. What is their faith now? And how might their issues be resolved?
Well, I specifically belong to the old scheme. That is before this scheme comes up. But I can still talk about pension.
So have you got your pension now?
Yes, because I belong to the old. I belong to the old scheme. I don't belong to the contributory pension scheme.
You seem to sound like the old scheme is better.
The people are saying that, and we are having evidences to see that it's better. People are even want. They are saying they want to go back to the old system or the old scheme because the new scheme is not doing any good into their life, to their life after retirement. So they want to go back to the old. I belong to the old. I have taken my pension for month of November, and I'm expecting
December.
But things are not like that for
those in the new scheme.
For those in the contribute. Like we said, when you contribute something and people assure you that you will be paid as and when due, like the comrade has said, yeah, but they are not getting it. They have. I think the problem is with the management of the scheme.
So how do you think that the problem can be solved?
Well,
they have identified the problem. How then can it be solved?
There is a move now to review the pension retirement legislation. You know, it started in 2004, and the thing was reviewed later. But it's in the process of another review now. People are suggesting putting in so many suggestions to remove all these problems from the country pension scheme. Maybe the new review of the pension law will eradicate many of these problems associated with the country pension scheme.
All right. Thank you very much indeed, Chief Okunade. Now, Elder Akonji, life after retirement, was projected as a time of rest. Ironically, most of the pensioners today roam the streets, battling poverty and neglect. So how can this narrative be changed for good, beginning with those who are still in service?
Thank you so much. You see, we have a lot of difficulties, as I said earlier.
Okay.
The contributory pension scheme is bedeviled with a number of challenges.
Okay.
It is very difficult for somebody to survive as a contributory pensioner on the amount that is being paid to him. I learned, and actually, recently, a chief executive of an organization receiving less than 40,000 naira a month as pension. 40,000 for a chief executive.
Retired as chief executive.
Chief executive, less than 40,000 naira a month. I cannot mention the name here or the institution.
It's fine. It's fine.
But it is a reality that we need to improve on the amount that is being paid as pension, as well as the bulk sum that is paid. It doesn't take anybody home. Many of us are suffering in retirement. Many are dying. And the money is there. Even the calculation of that amount, right from the onset, has been too small. I tell you of a particular problem. Many of us civil servants were equally to blame. We were in the various committees set up by government before 2004, before the act came into being. We did not sufficiently anticipate the problems we are experiencing today. And when the review of the pension scheme was supposed to have been done every five years, from 2004 till today, 16 good years, review should have been done 4 times.
All right.
Up till now, no single review has been done.
Okay, we'll talk more about that after this break. Let's pause here to get the views of Nigerians on pension matters. Nigeria Today returns shortly.
Well, pension is a nice arrangement for workers, and those who earned it are properly paid. If they are paid properly, it is a nice arrangement.
After my husband's death, the government gave us his pension, and I'm still enjoying it.
In the actual fact, when somebody is working, immediately he have come to finally go out from the office. That money don't suppose to stay more than 3 months.
I'm not a pensioner yet. I'm yet to retire. So, but I can only say that if I should retire and I'm alive to earn my pension, I should have over the years when I'm in service plan how I can use my pension.
One thing is that you being a civil servant, you must be able to know your, pension, desk officers, and you need to have some important questions before you get to that level. And then you must have an update. You must know the update of your record.
Retired for over 2 years now. 2 years, 2 months, 7 days. I've not received anything up to now. But by His grace, that's why I'm living. That's all. But we need our union supposed to work very, 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 very well.
But we're happy because now we can really rest. You wake up when you want to. But it's good for every civil servant that when he's in government, he should try to establish something so that when he comes out, he can always lean on it.
Welcome back. You are on to Nigeria Today. If you've just tuned in, and we have been discussing pension and pensioners with our very knowledgeable guests. Now, both of you belong to unions, different unions, and someone there in that Vox Pop did suggest that the unions are not living up to their responsibility towards their members. Do you have anything to say to this, Chief Okwade?
That is not true. I believe Nigerian Union of Pensioners as a union, we are doing our best to make life better for our members. But we cannot get it right 100%, we know that. Today we celebrated our Pensioners Day, and the Executive Secretary of FITAD came there, and she showed out the evidence that pensioners belonging to the old scheme are getting their pay, particularly at the federal level. They are getting their pay as and when due. And we are not sleeping over anything. When they bring any matter to us, by way of their followers or something, we quickly run, get out to Executive Secretary, and since she has been very, very helpful, she has been very supportive and very, they have been cooperating with us. So we have been doing our duty as a union. There are clear evidences for it.
Now, you belong to the old order.
Yes, sir.
And you believe that the old order is smoother than the new one, which is supposed to be powered by technology and all of it. So how do you think there can be, you can borrow from the old order and bring into the new order to make it even better than what the old order was, the old scheme, if you like?
I think they have to study. They put everything on the table, put the old scheme one side, put the new scheme on the other. Why? What are the reasons for the failures in the new scheme? And what are the reasons for the people crying that the old system is better? Then they can adjust. As I said, it's a question of management. They have improved their management of the scheme, because the scheme cannot help itself. Human beings will help it to grow and to meet the expectation of the people in the contribution scheme. Honestly, right, things are rather bad in the contribution scheme.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Chief Okwade. Now, Elder Akonji, I've been wondering, how might the integrity of the contributory pension scheme be guaranteed? Because at the end of the day, all the talk is about the integrity of the contributory pension scheme. You have alluded to that. You want to know how the contributions are made, how much you are entitled to, how it was arrived at, and all of it. How do you think this can be improved upon?
Thank you very much again. You see, we have opportunity to provide, every time there is a new wage or a new scheme, to provide a take-home pay for workers. Either you are retired or you are still serving. When you are still serving, the salary scales are there. When you are now retired, the minimum floor of payment of benefit is too low. I remember a case in point, some not distant past, some 15 years ago or so.
Okay.
When we started the when the government was to sell Abuja houses and many other houses all over the country to civil servants, the minimum floor of wages paid at that time was improved upon substantially in such a way that those buying the houses across the country were able to pay.
They could afford it
from their salaries and still live comfortably to some extent. But in the case of contributory pension scheme, the floor is so low. As far as I'm concerned, and we are concerned in Contributory Pensioners Union of Nigeria, the minimum payment for contributory pensioners should be, in retirement, should be about 100,000 naira.
Okay. All right. Now let me quickly, I'm beginning to run out of time, but let me get back to Chief Okunade. Now, judging from your own experience, and of course being in the union, because one major problem is the way even the one that is received, the pension that is received, is managed. What is your advice to those still in service, considering the plight of today's pensioners? What do you think? Because many of them become prey to fraudulent schemes.
My advice is very simple. Save for the rainy days. If you are working today, put it at the back of your mind that you will become a pensioner tomorrow. Don't consume all the money that you have today. Keep some aside. Cultivate the attitude of saving. But it's very important for you to save for the raining days. You cannot. They want to rely on the pocket of government. Like today now, we are contributing. Government is contributing. So there's no fear. Don't rely on the government on that. Make your own savings, so that at the end, at the time of retirement, you will have something to fall back to, so that your life you'll be able to enjoy your life. Like we say, life, like our motto says, it is better to enjoy life after pension.
Okay.
The way to enjoy life after pension is to keep something aside for the raining days.
All right, thank you very much, Chief Okunade. Elder Akonji, you recognize, Chief Okunade also recognizes that there is a problem with the pension and all of that. Now, judging from your own experience, your knowledge, you both of you belong to unions that look after pensioners. What improvements would you like to suggest to the current scheme to make it better? I'd like both of you to, chip into this, and so I have 30 seconds for you.
Thank you so much. The minimum floor of pension should be upped to a minimum of 100,000 naira.
Okay.
Number two, when we have PENCOM in place, PENCOM is looking after retirees.
All right.
There can be no PENCOM in place if there are no retirees. PENCOM is there to serve retirees.
Okay.
Has it ever identified with Contributory Pensioners Union of Nigeria? Has it? Have they ever called us to a forum for discussion? This is not good enough.
All right. Thank you very much. And finally, Chief Okunade, what's your take on this? In 30 seconds, please. What is your take on what do you suggest as a change that you would like to see in the new scheme to make it work better for pensioners?
The old scheme and the new scheme should be put together, like I said, and they sieve it and take things that will be benefit the pensioners. The old scheme and the new scheme, let them mix it together and see what they can take out of the old scheme to the new scheme, what they can take out of the new scheme, and so that things can be better for the retirees in the new scheme.
All right, that's all time will permit us today, but we would like to say a big thanks to our guests, Chief Joseph Okunade, Deputy National Secretary, Nigeria Union of Pensioners. Thank you for your insights. And a great deal of thanks also to Elder Abiodun Akonji, Secretary, Board of Trustees, Contributory Pensioners Union of Nigeria, and a retired federal civil servant. Thank you for your thoughts. Nigeria Today returns on Monday at 7:30 in the evening, but you can watch this and other editions of the program on www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. My name is Victor Azu. Thank you for watching.